You never thought it would come to this. The child you raised, the one you loved, sacrificed for, and cherished is now a stranger. No calls, no texts, just silence. And the worst part, you don't even know why. But what if I told you there are real, hidden contributors, reasons why adult children cut parents off? And what if I told you that while reconciliation is possible, it's not the only path to healing? Whether your child returns or not, you can move forward with peace and purpose. Stay with me today because we're going to dive deep into why estrangement happens and what you can do next. So today we're going to explore the real hidden reasons adult children cut ties, and more importantly, what you can do to begin healing with or without reconciliation. Most parents ask, was it something I said? Was it one argument? But estrangement is rarely caused by a single event. It's almost always about long-term patterns and how your child experiences them or perceived them emotionally. Here are the three most common contributors reported by adult children who go no contact. 1, they felt unheard for years. Many estranged adult children say they tried to express their feelings for years but felt dismissed. What if they said something like, "Mom, that hurt me"? They might have been upset when they said it, and you said, "Don't be so sensitive," over and over again. They started to believe their voice didn't matter. When they finally left, it wasn't just because of the last fight. It was because they believed nothing would ever change. If you want a deeper dive into the contributors, I have a great video. It's 11 reasons why adult children cut ties. And there's contributors in there. Those contributors are those that adult children say and parents. The second reason is they needed emotional safety. So that's about this thing that you confuse peace with safety. But what if they didn't feel emotionally safe? What does that mean? That really means that they didn't feel like if they were honest with you, that you were going to receive them in a way that would be okay for them to say it. Okay, they felt like if they said something, you might have reacted, or maybe you were going to be upset, or maybe they were going to disappoint you, and that became too much for them. And I can hear the voices now, "Oh my goodness, that's so immature." Well, maybe it is, but maybe it's because they had such deep needs that went unmet, potentially, not just by you, maybe in a lot of different forums, and they were hurting and had a great need to be heard and seen by you. Many adult children leave not out of anger, but what they say is self-preservation. They associate family with stress or judgment and feel they had no choice but to walk away. And while perceptions play a role in the narration of someone's childhood, remember, safety and self-preservation are concepts often spoken of when someone is in relational distress. And let me know in the comments if you would like to know more on these. And the third reason is they didn't believe change was possible. So if your adult child has cut contact, it likely means they don't believe they can repair the relationship without losing themselves. They may fear being misunderstood, dismissed, or drawn back into painful dynamics. But here's the hope. If they left because they felt unheard, unseen, or misunderstood, then the path to possible reconciliation starts with making these changes, where they will feel like you respect their opinions. You don't need to agree to validate their opinion. Where they feel you are genuinely interested in them and not just the grandkids, and where they don't feel you have disappointment about them, their choice of partner, their profession, etc. That you care about their feelings and emotions. You know how to do this. Now, I can hear the songs of the parents. Yes, I was doing that. This is them. They were narcissistic, or they had this, they did that. And I hear you. Yes, adult children can be very reactive as well. They can be mean. However, let's look at it this way. In the scheme of what's going on with parents and adult children, the children get to decide. The parents are the ones that are left, okay? So if the children are the ones that get to decide, then we kind of have to follow the rules of what's going on here. The playing field is not fair. And Joshua Coleman talks about this in his book, Rules of Estrangement, that it's just not a fair arrangement now. So if that's the case, then it behooves the parent to do the changing if you're the one that wants to regain the relationship. So let's talk about something that doesn't get discussed enough. There's outliers, okay? There are cases where an adult child or parent has narcissistic traits, and I've talked about this in other videos, or borderline personality disorder, for example. And these situations truly do complicate the ability to have healthy relationships. It doesn't mean they're beyond hope, but it does mean that the ability to maintain mutually respectful relationships may be compromised. When an adult child always plays the victim, never takes responsibility, okay? When they engage in manipulative or cruel behavior, when they use estrangement as a way to control you, then your situation is different. This isn't your fault. Some people will not allow a healthy relationship to exist, not because you didn't try, but because they are incapable of a healthy relationship. If this is the case for you, the goal isn't necessarily reconciliation. The goal for you is that you can reclaim your peace regardless of your choice. And I know, I hear you. Watch my videos about grieving. This is difficult. No one wants to admit that the situation is beyond repair, okay? And sometimes it is, and it's a real work in progress. So watch my videos about coping on grief, and check out my playlist on mental illness and estrangement for more in-depth studies on this topic. So it starts with acknowledgement, okay? If reconciliation is possible, one of the most effective things you as a parent can do is to create safety for your child to re-enter the relationship. And here's an example of a message that has helped parents to reconnect. I know we haven't talked in a long time, and I want to respect your space, but I also want to acknowledge that I may have hurt you, even if I didn't intend to. If you're ever open to talking, I'd love to listen. Something like that, okay? I'm not going to defend myself, but to truly understand. Notice what this doesn't say. It doesn't blame, right? It doesn't demand, okay? And it doesn't guilt trip. Instead, it creates safety. And safety is what allows healing to begin. What does it really mean when we're safe, right? When it's safe, it means we feel like we can take a breath within the space of the conversation. We feel like we could potentially go in there and not be hit with something we're afraid of or we're worried is going to get us again. Does that make sense? So that's basically what it means to feel safe in a relationship. And I know these are buzzwords, and many of you have written to me and you're upset about this and it frustrates you. And by the way, that anger is really, it's your grieving that's going on. It's protecting you from seeing different things. Okay, so remember, safety is what allows healing to begin. But if your child refuses to respond or has a history of abuse towards you, then moving forward is about you protecting your well-being and finding peace within yourself. If this video resonates with you, hit the subscribe button so you can continue to get my new videos, which are really there to help you heal and to find hope. Some adult children walk away because of deep-seated pain from childhood. Some leave for reasons that don't seem to make sense at all. And then there are cases where an adult child may have traits of narcissism, and as we talked about before, borderline personality disorder, which can make reconciliation incredibly challenging. And we'll talk more about that later. But no matter what category your situation falls into, here's what I want you to remember. The most important thing is not just whether your child comes back, and I know that's what you really want, but that you can move forward with purpose no matter what. Reconnection isn't about one perfect message, okay? It's about consistency, patience, and genuine effort. And remember this, estrangement isn't always forever. Many reconciliations happen after years of silence. Small changes today can lead to big breakthroughs down the road. But if it doesn't happen, you still have that life. Your worth is not determined by whether your child comes back. You deserve peace, happiness, and fulfillment, no matter what. Estrangement is just one chapter. It doesn't define your whole story. Your peace isn't dependent on their return. You are worthy of love, connection, and healing right now. This channel is here to help you move from estrangement to empowerment, no matter what happens next. Healing and hope are always possible. If this resonated with you, subscribe and like for more guidance. And if you need personalized support, you can reach me in the description box below. We'll see you in the next video.